Thank you very much, Jack.
There's a lot of chaos and dysfunction right now. Why is that? It's way too partisan. And this is not a partisan issue. This should be a bipartisan issue. Both sides should want to make sure that every child has access to a father and a mother. Now, I firmly believe that that was God's plan, that every child have a father and mother. But even if you don't believe that, look at the statistics. More and more children are getting into trouble. Why is this happening? Because they have one parent and they're given a key. The parent usually has to work, so they become known as latchkey children. And they come home and there's no parental guidance. So what do they have? They have a computer. They get on there and they talk to sexual predators and other weird, strange people out there, and they don't get the proper parental guidance. So wouldn't it be wonderful if we could guarantee that every child would have both those parents? Now what this bill does is it simply guarantees that both parents would have access to the child equally, unless one is unfit. Certainly if one of the parents is a drug abuser or been involved in felonies or something really bad, obviously they shouldn't have custody. But otherwise, why not shared custody? That's what's best for the child. You probably say, well, how does this guy know, why does he know about these statistics? Well, prior to going to the State House 3 years ago, I retired as the sheriff of Eaton County. I spent 33 years in law enforcement. And I can tell you, I saw child after child getting into trouble and failing because they didn't have access to both parents. And I developed in those 33 years a strong belief that we need to change what we're doing in this society. It's kind of tough. It's tough getting new laws passed, but it can be done. It can be done by you with a lot of pressure on the people in Lansing. The people that aren't on this list need to be lobbied. They need to be lobbied hard. Give you one quick example, then I'll sit down. Last term, a soldier went to Iraq. Before he went to Iraq, he had 50-50 shared custody of his son with his ex for 5 years. Absolutely no problems, none. He was in the National Guard. He got called up and sent to Iraq for 14 months to serve our country. When he returned, a friend of the court in Ingham County took away all custody rights. They said, you abandoned your child. So he came to me and I couldn't believe it. I didn't think this could possibly be true. So I called that friend of the court and they confirmed. They said, yes, when you leave your child, we count points against you, we take away your rights. I said, but this man had to go. He didn't have a choice. And they said, too bad. Well, I got pretty angry and I wrote legislation that said that they would not take away custody rights for serving your country, period. And this didn't affect just men. In the committee hearings, I had a female doctor who was in the National Guard come and testify because they were going to take away her rights to her 3-year-old child. Unbelievable that that could happen in this great state and in this country. But that's exactly what was happening. We passed the legislation, a lot of pressure put on a lot of people. It passed overwhelmingly, and now it can't happen again. They cannot use serving your country, serving in the Guard or the Reserve against you when it comes up for that custody hearing. So we can make a change, and you can all help. Thanks for being here.